dementia. She has been a driving force behind our Women's Network, an activist network, and behind our Clergy Network and Faith United Against Alzheimer's Coalition. With fellow advocate Kathy Siggins, Lynda made it her mission to make the post office issue the Alzheimer's semi-postal. The Alzheimer's semi-postal stamp was issued last November to raise money for Alzheimer's disease research. It sold over 4.1 million stamps in the first 8 months, raising almost $600,000 for NIH-funded Alzheimer's research. Lynda has put her heart and soul into the new book, Dementia-Friendly Worship, a multi-faith handbook for chaplains, clergy, and faith communities to be published in June of 2019. The cover photograph for the book is by Michael Powell, Lynda's late son. Michael's unexpected passing 2 years ago has fueled Lynda to continue her work on behalf of others. It is her passion and her commitment to Mike, whom she loves so much, that drives her.
Like our mom, Lynda is fearless and a force of nature, and she doesn't take no for an answer. When we find a treatment or cure for this disease, there is no doubt that Lynda will have been part of the reason. Please welcome Lynda Everman.
Those of you who know me well know that I'm not very motivated by personal recognition, but I'm always motivated and eager to tell anyone who will listen about our cause. I'm proud to have contributed to these initiatives because each one of them offer hope. I never intended to be an Alzheimer's advocate. For 18 long and very difficult years, I was too busy being the sole caregiver for my dad and for my late husband, Richard. Alzheimer's took both of them from me, too soon and too unkindly. And in its wake, it left me with a fierce determination that no other family should have to face the indignity, the pain, the loss, and the loneliness of this very cruel disease. At first, it was hard for me to speak about those years. It still is hard for me to speak about those years. But I believe that in any given moment, we have two options. We can choose to give in to the enormity of our grief, or we can choose to go forward with courage and with hope. And I have chosen to go forward with hope. All of my work is done in community and in relationship. I consider it a privilege to work with Us Against Alzheimer's, our allies and our partners, and all who long for a world without dementia. George and Trish's bold vision to find a cure by 2020 is what first drew me to Us Against Alzheimer's, and their personal commitment and encouragement is what has kept me engaged. They gave me hope. Along the way, I've met and been inspired by so many of you who share the same passion and perseverance. We shoulder each other's burdens, and we lift each other up. We have with us tonight some very extraordinary individuals who deserve to share in this award with me. It gives me great pleasure to introduce them to you and to extend my personal gratitude to them. So when I call your name, you need to stand up. So Kathy Siggins. Kathy began her campaign for the Alzheimer's semi-postal stamp 10 years before I did. She was only 37 when her late husband was diagnosed, and she cared for him for 13 years before his death. I first learned about Kathy's efforts in 2012 when my late husband Richard died, and together we led the Help Stamp Out Alzheimer's national campaign that resulted in the issuance of the first ever Alzheimer's disease research semi-postal stamp that has raised almost $600,000 for research. So we only have this stamp for one more year unless Congress extends it. So I urge you, please buy it, use it, promote it, give it as gifts. The sunlight on the stamp signifies hope. Dr. Danny Potts and his wife Ellen I call him America's neurologist, but Dr. Danny Potts and his wife Ellen of Cognitive Dynamics Foundation are our dear friends and our partners in Alabama's Dementia Friendly Faith Initiative and in numerous other projects that advance our shared goals of compassionate care and a cure. Danny and Ellen have been caregivers for 9 family members with dementia, including Danny's father, Lester, who became a watercolor artist after his Alzheimer's diagnosis, a testimony to what people with dementia can still do, as well as the power of the expressive arts and human connection in living well and relating despite the limitations of cognitive impairment. Thank you. My husband, Dr. Don Windorf, is my partner in life, and
your photographer.
Don was a caregiver for his parents and for his late wife, Susan. We met when I was working on Clergy Against Alzheimer's first book, Seasons of Caring, Meditations for Alzheimer's and Dementia Caregivers. When I first told Trish about meeting Dawn and our relationship, she replied with her characteristic humor, "Honey, you've taken Seasons of Caring to a whole new level." So since Seasons of Caring, we've gone on to edit 5 books together, including our upcoming book on serving the spiritual and worship needs of persons with dementia. One of our fellow editors, Reverend Kathy Berry, is here with us tonight as an editor and a contributor, and I thank you for your contribution. None of these projects would have gotten as far as they have without the support and guidance of Jenny Beeger. Jenny embodies Us Against Alzheimer's ethic of collaborative work, innovation, and encouragement. She never fails to listen to my ideas, take my calls, respond to my texts and Facebook messages, and answer my emails, and always with good humor and positive suggestions. We've all been touched by dementia and lost loved ones, and each one of us shares the belief that individuals, ordinary, everyday people like you and me, can make a difference, and together make a collective difference, and will achieve extraordinary results together. These projects have been a labor of love for all of us, allowing us to express our gratitude to those who've helped our families and to pay it forward by doing our part to move towards better, more comprehensive and compassionate care and a cure. We are all friends in the fight. Together we lift each other up and offer hope. I gratefully accept this award in memory of my dad and of Richard. and of all whom we have loved and lost, and in solidarity with families who now face this formidable disease. You are not alone. Thank you.
Hey, Lynda, you almost got away. I need you back.
Okay. Here, I'll take that.